السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. دلوقتي معايا عربية بي ام دبليو اي 60 525. ما بتدورش، ويقولوا غالبا ان في مشكلة في كنترول الموتور. Hello everybody, now I'm having BMW E60 525. This car is not starting, and they told me that they suspect that the DME is faulty, and here I used one. Now I will go to scan the fault codes on the DME. Till now the original one is on the car. And I will scan to see what fault codes I have on it. Now as you see, the ignition is on. System selection, drive, engine, continue, read fault codes, DME internal fault, monitoring hardware, CAS, fault monitoring processors. Okay, if I try to clear fault codes, read, doesn't erase, and if you try to, you hear that car can't start. Yes. Okay, go back. I will scan the CAS 2, drive, CAS, no fault code on CAS. Okay, so now I will take the original DME out and read the ISN from it, then write the ISN on that one. For that we will need to edit that donor printed circuit board with an IC and resistance, capacitors, and can short. Okay, I will show you that. Okay, now I have the two DME on bench, that one and that one. Okay, that one is the original one for the car, and that one is the new one. Okay, that's how they look like. So I need to read the ISN from that one and write on that one. For that I will use FC200 programmer to connect to that one. Now I will leave that away. Okay, and I will connect to the original one with FC200 to get the ISN number from it. I'll open FC200 software. Then go to BMW 5 Series E60 525, that one MSV80. All of them will let you to go to that. Continental MSV80 TC1796. Then platform, wiring diagram. Here as you see that you may need to add TGA and short circuit here for CAN, and IC with a resistance and a capacitor. But all of that you need to do when making a backup and writing a backup or changing the ISN. So for that computer here, we need to only read the ISN without changing it or editing any data on it. So I think I don't need to do all of that, because I will connect ground power and only 2 CAN wires, because I have an earlier video with CGDI BMW reading the ISN on MSV80, and it didn't ask me to put that IC and resistance capacitor and all of that, and only needed to connect 5 wires, I think. So I will compare that with CGDI pinout to read the ISN only on MSV80 and connect that to FC200 to read the ISN. Okay, so now I'm connecting to the original computer, only 5 wires on the smaller connector, and also the power, okay, to FC200, and neglecting that editing on that port. Now I will close and connect. Okay, then read ISN. Okay, now I will copy, minimize, test, make a folder as MSV80 E60 DME. Okay, open that folder and new text, then original ISN, enter Control V. Now that's the original ISN. Close and save and minimize that. Okay, now I will connect to that one, and I have a previous video on editing that printed circuit board to edit the ISN on it. So I will take the cover out and show you what will we need to do on the new one to write the ISN on it. Okay, now I'll disconnect power and disconnect it from that computer. Now I just connected to the new computer to test if it's communicating or not. Okay, and I identified the pin of it. Okay, so now I will open the cover and have a look inside. Now I opened the cover of the new DME, and I suspect some water inside it, or at least humidity. You see that? But it's still communicating. Now we will need to put some parts on it. I will show you here. Wiring diagram. That one is before processing and that one is after processing. You will need to add 4 parts: IC, TGA, and resistance capacitor, and a short circuit here, a coil. These 4 parts you can get them from any old DME. You see that TGA, that's already here. but we will need to add another one here with a resistance and a capacitor. I will get something to show you where we need to add them. Here, 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 and also here. If you measure from here, 2 CAN wires, they will go there, here, and they will go there. Also, you can compare with another circuit which is having the same parts. That one, if you measure, will go to that IC, and make sure that you are putting the new TGA IC here according to that. I'm sorry, I think we need to add the parts here and here, not there. Anyway, we can zoom here. Yes, you see that one is TGA and that one is also TGA. Then look, the capacitor here is pointing towards these two legs, and this capacitor here is pointing towards these two legs. So make sure that you don't solder that IC the wrong way or the wrong direction. And you can get the 4 parts from an old broken DME, MSV80 also. The same here. Okay. So now I will get them and show you. So now I'm having the 4 parts: TGA IC, choke coil, and the resistance and the capacitor, and I will need to solder them here on that area and here too. Okay, now I will look on that part. Now we are before processing on that part, and that part we need to add these 4. Okay, so now I will solder these parts here and continue. Will make you also to have a look, also a good look inside the printed circuit board. Look here, the relationship between the capacitor and the direction of the IC. The capacitor is very far relatively to TGA, and here is the original printed circuit board, how it looked like. Now I will solder these 4 parts to that printed circuit board and show you how it will look like. And now, as you see, I finished soldering the components. That one is the first one, and that's the IC, that's the capacitor, and that's the resistance. Also, I want you to be sure the location or the direction of that IC. I will clean that a little bit and show you, but anyway, TGA is here, not here, on the right side. Okay, I will clean it a little bit and show you. Okay, now that's how it will look like. You need to add that part, 1, 2, 3, the resistance, and that capacitor, that resistance, that IC, and also be sure that you will solder it with the same direction, and that choke coil. Okay, we'll show you. Okay, and that one. Show you with the different ways. Okay, and now that's it. Now I will need to continue on that and connect 7 wires. That time you need to connect these 2 wires, which actually go from here to that coil to that IC. Okay, from here to that coil. If you measure with a digital multimeter, you will find that 2 can wires are going to here and there to the IC. Okay, now I'll connect the 7 wires according to that and continue on that new DME. Okay, now here is the ECU. And now I'm connecting 7 wires. Okay. I will double check them. Okay. And I'm sorry, I forgot power. Okay. Then I will close that and click on connect. Okay. Read ISN. I will just copy it and save it. New ISN donor, enter Control V. Okay, then minimize, click on write ISN, yes. It will automatically make a backup. For that further process, you need to connect TGA IC and the resistance, capacitor, choke coil, all of that stuff. For a complete reading or writing. Also, you can try yourself, but for only reading the ISN, you don't need to edit all of that on the engine computer printed circuit board. desktop test MSV80. Save. Now I will need to copy that one, minimize. That one ends with 30. Paste. Okay. Here is everything connected. It's the same with 7 wires. And that's how it look like after processing. Okay, now it's still writing. Look here. Right ISN successfully back. Shoots the same thing. Platform connect. Okay, read ISN just to compare it. Okay, it ends with 30. I'll copy that to compare it here. Paste. Everything is the same. Okay, I will close that and save and close FC200 software. Close and disconnect power. Disconnect that connector. I will take all of these out. Okay, then I will take my IC here and the capacitor resistance and the shock coil, then install the cover back again and test on the car. Now I will unsolder my parts and install the cover and come back again. Now I took out my IC and capacitor resistance and coil from here, the IC and capacitor and the resistance, and I saved them here. I also saved them that way not to lose them. Okay, I soldered them together also to save them. as they are really small parts. Okay, now it's how it looked like after taking out my parts. Okay, now I will install the cover and test on the car after cleaning that flux. Okay, now I plugged the new engine computer and the car is running, but as you see I have check engine light on and the engine is not running good. I'll stop the car and turn the ignition on. I will see what fault codes I'll have. System selection, drive, engine, that's the pin we saw on FC200. Okay, read valvetronic, throttle valve, oxygen sensor, clear, I will turn the ignition off completely and start the car. Okay, after clearing fault codes it ran perfect, but I think I was not having that DSC error before. Engine, oxygen sensor, yes, go back. Before I was having fluctuating RPM, but now it's good. Now I will go to Chase's ABS. Continue, read. Steering angle sensor plausibility. Clear. Completed. Turn the ignition off completely. We'll go back here, back. We'll wait for a couple of seconds. Set the key. Start the car. Okay, now everything, no. I will make sure that the steering is on the straight position. System selection, chases. Read data stream. It's very strange. Okay, I will have a look on that. Maybe we will need to flash that DME with the software from that one. I will see what I will do. Okay, I will see what I will do, then I will tell you later.